Hello everyone, welcome to Davi-tech-media, the media that shares news, trending videos, political news, gospel music as well as entertainment. I'm your host and producer, David. I'm here to update you with news, trending videos, political news, gospel music as well as entertainment. Join me. If you are joining me for the first time, click the subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced and posted by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you.
Party for National Development in Lusaka, Mpulungu, Mbala, and Nakonde districts due to escalating violence. Let me repeat that. The Commission has pursuant to Article 229, Sub-Article 2E of the Republican Constitution and Subparagraphs 41, C, D, I, and 11D of the Electoral Code of Conduct, suspended with immediate effect all manner of political campaigns for the Patriotic Front and the United Party for National Development in Lusaka, Mpulungu, Mbala, and Nakonde districts, and this has been due to escalating violence. And the Commission did triangulate this information, including with security wings such as the police. The suspension will be reviewed after 14 days. The Commission has since written to the affected Secretary Generals informing them of this decision. So they will be in receipt of this communication today. In this regard, the concerned political parties will not be allowed to conduct any form of campaigns, and all media houses are advised not to cover any political party activities for the two parties in the said jurisdictions. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, please take heed. You are not to cover campaign activities of the two political parties in the said jurisdictions. This is Lusaka, as earlier indicated, Mpulungu, Nakonde, and Mbala. The Commission will be working with relevant agencies to ensure adherence. Please comply. Further note, as guidance to our media colleagues, this exempts already paid adverts because we know that they do cut across jurisdictions. But ensure that you do not cover any activities that are undertaken in these jurisdictions where these political parties have been suspended. In the same vein, the Zambia police should not allow any political activity by the affected parties. Additionally, the Commission has suspended all political party roadshows across the country. This is now for all political parties, including independents. The Commission has suspended all political party roadshows across the country, as the findings on the ground indicate that the roadshows are not only in breach of the COVID-19 protocols, but also the Electoral Code of Conduct. Political parties have merely converted the roadshows into mobile rallies, ignoring all the guidelines that were given to them. The Commission was very categorical when we did present the COVID-19 protocol, and we did indicate that whatever activities had to be with minimal contact with crowds, but this has not been the case. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are fully aware, the country has continued to record an increase in the number of COVID-19 cases, and Zambia currently has one of the highest infection rates, with our hospital bed capacity filling up, coupled with an increasing demand for oxygen. I'm sure you colleagues in the media are fully aware of this information. There are even reports of people being turned away to go and have them attended from homes when they should be in hospital. This is a serious concern, which unfortunately as a commission we expected that our leaders would take leadership and safeguard the lives of our citizens, but that was not the case. It is extremely unfortunate. We would like to reiterate that given the conduct of political parties and their lack of adherence to COVID-19 guidelines, as a commission, we have a moral obligation to safeguard the lives of the people. We further need to ensure that the environment does not deteriorate to a level that would facilitate the conduct of elections impossible. Further, we have noted with dismay that the roadshows are being used to instigate violence, breach of the code of conduct like I earlier indicated, mainly characterized by pulling down of campaign materials, and indeed instilling fear in the general public. Campaigns are meant to give hope to the public through the sharing of campaign messages and not the maiming of each other and indeed public disorder. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to also provide further guidance. The Commission has also restricted to a maximum of 3 numbers of any political party or independent candidates per household to conduct door-to-door campaigns. So, in terms of those that will be going to door-to-door campaigning, we've had numerous reports from many households who have complained about huge numbers of political party members getting to their residence, and most of them have been very fearful of their lives. And also in adherence to COVID-19 guidelines, only 3 persons per political party, or indeed independent, should visit their household. This should be done in a respectable manner, and the individuals in that household have the right to either accept or reject political parties getting to their households, and if rejected, please, political parties, do comply. But we call on the public, indeed, to provide audience to the political parties and hear what they have to say, ensuring that COVID guidelines are upheld. Further, the Commission did guide for the use of alternative modes of campaigning, one of which was public address system, which eventually was turned into the uncontrollable roadshows. When it comes to the public address systems on motor vehicles, only 1 vehicle will be allowed to undertake that exercise, and not a convoy. 1 vehicle for public address system in terms of campaigns will be allowed. Political parties and independent candidates are also reminded that it is unlawful to place campaign posters on private property, and that includes residential property, without consent. You cannot place your campaign posters on a private property without the consent of the owners. The owners of these properties are at liberty to remove such materials. The Commission would like to encourage all political parties to be tolerant and indeed promote coexistence. As a Commission, let me reiterate, we will not condone lawlessness regardless of the political party perpetrating the violence. In conclusion, let me highlight an important matter. This is with regards to the printing of ballot papers. As we conclude with all the judicial processes underway, this is in terms of petitions. We still have a couple of petitions that are still yet to be concluded. However, the Commission is in the process of preparing accreditation for stakeholders who may wish to monitor the printing of ballot papers in Dubai. All stakeholders will be updated on the procedures and indeed the requirements in due course, most likely this week. So we'll put out an advisory note that will indicate what the requirements are for those that wish to go and observe. Remember that the Commission is not sponsoring the observers this time around, those that intend to go and monitor the printing, and this will be at your own cost. We'll put out what will be required of you to ensure that everything runs smoothly. At this point, I thank you all, and God bless you.
At this point, we just want to give you an opportunity to ask questions. So if there are questions, we can start now. So, okay, let's go in this order. Hannah, we'll come to you and...
Good morning, Mr. Shigano, the fellow panelists, and the front media members. My question hinges on the rallies as well as roadshow. There are various schools of thought that have said as much as we are indeed cognizant of COVID-19, various sectors have continued to conduct business under the new normal, and as such, the campaigners should also follow suit based on the freedom of assembly session from Article 21 of the Constitution. Then to want to allude to the recent judgment that took place in the Attorney General of the Commission of Zambia, where the High Court particularly said though they would not grant judicial review on the suspension of the rallies, the Electoral Commission of Zambia need to state the airtime that should be allocated to the political parties at the campaign. So one should comment on that.
Good morning, my name is Louisa from Roadshow. Commissioner, I just want to find out, you said if I call journalists, the public covering certain areas where you banned certain political parties back to the parliament. Would there be at any point where the journalists could be found in a situation where they would face the wrath of the law, but all they were found to, cover these jurisdictions?
Good morning, Mr. Shindano. My name is Roadshow from County. My first question is, if the two parties that have been suspended from the current campaigns in the respective districts, like they are known to be notoriously disregard these directions of the ECZ, what happens to them before the 14th day of reviewing what has happened between now and then? And secondly, just to add on from my colleague's question from what will happen, for instance, to the media institutions that may cover those two political parties during this period of suspension, and if there is any punishment, where does the ECZ draw how to punish such a media institution?
Thank you so much for those questions. Operating in the new normal, why not rally? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will appreciate that the environment we are living in is not the same. The cases of COVID, now Zambia has one of the highest rates of infection. And this is not a secret. This is in public domain. We are seeing the number of deaths going up every day. And this is something we are all alive to. In one way or another, we've all experienced our loved ones that are getting sick. This is not an issue of debate. This is an issue of leadership. And we did expect, as a commission, that our leaders that are aspiring to lead us would have taken the leadership and ensured that they safeguard the lives of our people. But unfortunately, that is not the case. They are in breach, and none of them has taken leadership to even put COVID-19 as part of their campaign messaging. And this is something that we did guide in our COVID-19 protocol. It's extremely unfortunate, and we clearly see that there's zero adherence to COVID-19 guidelines when it comes to rallies. We cannot continue losing lives of people at the expense of political activities. We do recognize that this is a campaign period and they need to undertake their respective campaigns, but this must be done in a responsible manner that also safeguards the lives of our people. Most of the poor citizens that are being carried around the country that attend these rallies do not have the luxury of medical facilities. Most of these, if infected, will die in their homes in the name of community treatment, which is extremely unfortunate, which is the opposite when you get to people that are well-to-do. Those that are well-to-do will be able to seek medical attention, including being flown out of this country. But unfortunately, when you look at these rallies, most of these are poor families. And as a commission, we have the moral obligation to safeguard the lives of the people. And we cannot say that because it's the new normal, we put the lives of our citizens at risk. It is in the same vein when, as a commission, we notice that with electoral violence, it's the citizens that are affected. It's innocent people, somebody's father, somebody's child that is dying. It has nothing to do with politics. It's an issue of doing the right thing. It's an issue of saving the lives of our people. The same issue that we are trying to improve when people are campaigning that they want to make the lives of our people better, it's the same consideration that we need to be looking at. This is extremely important, an issue of life and death. So please, let's not trivialize this matter, and I'm sure we are all familiar with how this COVID pandemic is ravaging the country. We cannot continue on this path. With regards to the Mbala case, kindly take note that this is still active, so I will resist from commenting on this. Of course, the part on the rallies was dismissed, but there is a part which is still active, and of course, as a commission, we are following through with that guidance of the courts. What happens to media that proceeds? The media is not exempted from the Electoral Code of Conduct. Kindly take note. The Electoral Code of Conduct does also cover the conduct of the media, including the general public. So please do adhere to this. And like I said, we are working closely with other agencies, including the IBA. So please ensure that you comply. What we are saying for proper guidance is that any campaign activities that are happening in these jurisdictions where the two political parties have been suspended do not cover them. We are cognizant that there are adverts running, and these adverts run beyond these jurisdictions. We will exercise leniency on that part. Those can continue. However, any activities that they are conducting in these jurisdictions, you are not to cover them. In the same manner, the police are not to sanction any campaign activities in these jurisdictions. If the two disregard what happens, I think we are guided by the law. There are very clear procedures, and we just hope and pray that the political parties will abide by these. As the Commission, indeed, if they don't, we will take the necessary measures, but I will not preempt on what that will be. We have written to them, as we have indicated, and we will be meeting them as a Commission this week, the Secretary Generals of the state political parties. And I hope that from this point onwards, we can agree on how they should conduct themselves and indeed lead up to free, fair, and credible elections come 12th August 2021, where a level playing field is accorded to everybody. We do not want any particular political party to cry foul because they were blacked out. This is extremely unfortunate and something that we should not be having at such a time because it undermines the credibility of the polls. And us as a Commission want to ensure that the 12th August general elections are free and fair.
We have any more questions? I'll turn this side.
If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media. I'm so glad that you watched this video onto Davi-tech-media. Remember, if you are joining me for the first time, don't forget to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the very first person to receive the video that will be posted and produced by Davi-tech-media. Remember, Davi-tech-media, updating you.